All right, guys, we're down here at my friend Lance Baltzley's place in High Springs, Florida, and we are stopped by to visit him and see his awesome shop here. I've been kind of walking around and taking a peek at his equipment, his machinery, and what he does, and it's really got a really nice place right here. It's awesome. He's got a nice piece of land in the country with some cows, and Lance is actually a veterinarian by trade. And this is your personal workshop, personal hobby shop.
Yeah, it's just a hobby shop for me. I make a living with veterinary work.
Yeah, so, there you go. Yeah. But he's got some very impressive equipment. So he's let me come in and bring the camera and share it with you guys on the channel and check out what he's got. Lance also has just recently got into doing the surface grinding of the Norton bent stones, making precision bent stones. So we're going to have a little bit of footage of that, and we'll show you. We'll look at the stones, and any guys interested can contact Lance and maybe order you a set of them. They're absolutely awesome stones. I didn't know how nice they are until I was given a set, and they're awesome. They're really nice tool to have around the shop. So I would recommend owning you a set too.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you use them, you don't realize it till you use them.
Right.
And then once you use them, it's like, gosh, I do not want to go back to a standard set of bench stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were just looking at some stones in there that you were grinding. We were just grinding some. And so a factory stone right out of the box is not flat.
No.
Not flat at all.
No.
And it's sort of, it's kind of concave.
They're all different. Some are convex, some are concave, and they thousandths of an inch.
Wow.
So, you know, you could, in theory, take 3 of them and do the 3 surface lapping method.
Okay.
If you were patient, look up Tom Lipton's.
Yeah, he's got a lot of info on lapping.
Yeah, on lapping, because he's really got into it there for a while, and you can learn to do it on your own. So if you got the muscle power and don't want to, you know, pay for a precision set, you could do it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah. But once you have them, it's hard to go back to a standard stone.
They're sweet, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's come in here and check out some of your equipment. He's got we'll just start right here. So this is his main area of his workshop. He's got a really nice metal building. He doesn't have any lighting out here yet because he just recently moved.
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right?
We actually, I had my parents living here on the farm, and then I built this workshop while they were here.
Okay.
And, you know, as they've aged and my dad can't keep up with the farm anymore, we moved back. So I'll be out here late at night probably. So we're going to get lighting in this part of the shop now.
Got to get some lighting out here, but it's really nice. There's so he's got like 3 big doors here, and there's a constant breeze through here, and it's just really nice. Feels good out here. But this is where he does a lot of his repair work and fabrication work, and he's got his grinding set up over there. And then inside he's got it's the inspection room and you got the other equipment in there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would consider this.
It's the stuff that got me addicted is in there.
Okay.
My old South Bend lathe that got me into the metalworking, because I did woodworking initially.
Okay.
Probably 20-25 years ago.
All right.
And all that equipment's stored away and or sold.
So now you've gotten into the metalworking stuff
I'm
now.
Definitely addicted to the metalworking.
So
precision.
We'll go in there and check that out. He's got a Bridgeport here that I think that's a repair project.
Right.
And then we'll start right here. So this is your Monarch 10EE restoration project, and this isn't a restoration project where you're just cleaning up and painting it. This is a sure enough restoration where you're completely hand scraping the ways.
Well, we ground the ways, actually.
You ground them, okay.
We had the ways ground, but I've hand scraped everything else. And then whatever you see that is finished, and we can talk about some of it if you want.
Okay.
All new bearings, everything's been gone through. If there's anything damaged, it's either replaced or repaired to, you know, original condition.
Okay.
So it's not for the faint of heart. This is going to be a year's project, but
yeah, he was.
Yeah.
You were just saying that you've probably got another year and a half of getting this together.
Yeah.
But have you been enjoying it? The rebuild?
I love it. You know, my problem is I'm a business owner, so the hard part is finding enough continuous time to get on it and get it done.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's fits and spells because I have so many other responsibilities, but I love it. I mean, I do. It's totally obsessive and over the top for what I would need, but when it's done, again, you can buy it, but you won't be able to afford it.
Well, let's take a look at it. You want to walk them around and talk about the rebuild here, and then we'll move around and see some more of your equipment.
Obviously, the headstock, spindle's in good shape, and this is just ready to be stripped. I've got to decide if I'm going to re-chrome this or what I'm going to do with these parts, but part of the carriage there, that's all done. All the bearings have been gone through, and it's ready for paint. It'll get disassembled and painted, but it's been all put back together and it's sitting there. The taper attachment's been done as well, stripped, and those bearings are going to be replaced, but the old ones weren't bad. But while I'm doing it, I might as well replace them. So.
Okay.
And on the table, well, this is obviously the main casting, and it's been stripped. This is holding me up because I'm not a car guy. If I was a car guy and did body work, this would already be done. But this is painful for me, so it's going to take more time. I just don't enjoy it. I'm going to do it. You want
to smooth the casting with some filler and sand it.
I bought some really good body filler. Did some research, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and thin coat that and finish it up. It'll be perfect. As much time as I put into it, I might as well make it look nice too. So.
It's going to be a show queen.
I'm going to get it dirty and cut metal with it.
There you go.
So, but this is the work that's already been done for the most part.
Okay, so here's the bed.
So this is the bed, and the ways have been ground, and I got into scraping, and then I took one of Richard King's classes, and have subsequently been to 4 of them. The last 2 or 3 I've helped actually teach some and help other students who have less experience. But
and on a previous video, I showed my surface plate that you scraped in.
Oh yeah.
So they've already seen that now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a great project. What a cool thing to be able to do. But these ways are. The company, I'm not going to mention the company that did it. They did a decent job, and I asked them to turkite the saddle, and then we had a little misunderstanding. I thought they were going to scrape the turkite and do the appropriate alignment, but when I got it back, it was not correct, and so anyway, I scraped all the turkite under there. I applied turkite to the cross slide as well as to the compound.
You can see it in there.
Yeah,
you can see it there.
Yeah, and then all of this other stuff I obsessively scraped, and you can see the turkite sticking out there that I did, and it's also been scraped and relieved. So and for those that's watching this video that may not be aware of the scraping, a lot of people say, why not just machine it or grind it, Right.
But whenever you're scraping in, you're actually making lots of points of contact with little hills and valleys, so that you have, like, say, a way right here. You want to have a little bit of area for the oil to stick to the inside for lubrication. You don't want to perfectly flat surfaces. You need a bearing surface that's going to retain a little bit of oil in there.
Well, and any of your machinists who are watching, they'll know what stick slip is in a machine when it starts to wear.
Yeah.
If you take 2 ground surfaces, they'll tend to want to stick, well, and they'll deteriorate faster too.
Yes.
And if you can't tell probably on video, but this has peaks and valleys that are in the 3/10,000ths to 5/10,000ths or half a thousandths range, and they'll hold oil, like Adam was saying. And that creates a wonderful surface to move against the mating part.
Yeah.
And so, and it'll wear very slowly.
Yeah.
Very slowly. But not only that, but this is ridiculously flat.
Exactly.
This has been mastered to my one of my granite surface plates in there.
Yep.
So, and you may or may not be able to achieve that flatness with a surface grinder, but you certainly won't get the lubrication.
Another benefit of scraping that people are not aware of is that with hand scraping, you can take a machine just like this right here in anybody's workshop and make those ways completely flat and straight without any kind of grinder.
Right, yeah. If even if you have some hardened ways, you can scrape them. But especially like when we go in the other part of the shop, you'll see the 10EE or the heavy 10 in there, the South Bend. Somebody scraped that prior to me owning it.
Really?
Yeah, they took the time to do it, and any home shop guy or anybody who has the interest to learn can do
Yep.
it.
You just have to have a good reference edge to glue it on. That's all you got to have. That's why you see Camelback straight edges, because you're gonna, if you're over here scraping these ways and you want to check it to see how flat it is, or if you've got low spots, then you put a straight edge on it, pull it off, and then you see your areas of contact, and you keep scraping. You keep scraping the blued areas.
Yeah.
So that's just a little crash course on scraping. There's the components. There's your tailstock right there, and this is going to be your quick change gearbox.
It's the gearbox, yeah.
It's the gearbox for the feeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I have a rolling cart over there, which nobody really needs to see, which has every component that is, that's bagged and labeled, and so that whenever I go to put it back together, it saves me a lot of time.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, there's a couple pieces over here that they would love to see. I'd like to share with them. He's got a really neat old power hacksaw right here, and it looks like it's in really good shape and old school. So Miller Nuth.
I think that's how you say it. The K should be silent.
Yeah, it looks like Miller Nuth, Omaha, Nebraska, USA, and it's down there too. It's just a fine looking little power hacksaw, dude. Perfect for home shop guys.
Yeah, I want to, at some point, I want to take my old barn down there and turn it into like a blacksmithing shop.
Yeah.
You know, and if people want to come and do blacksmithing, I want to have some of this older stuff down there.
Yeah.
It's kind of more social, or if makers want to come in and do stuff, I want to provide a facility for that, because I love that stuff.
That would be great.
I love that stuff. So.
Yeah. All right.
In the mountain of cast
yeah,
iron.
so here's your cast iron surface plates, and this is probably about like this, this size here is what Lance helped me scrape in. It was one that belonged to my dad and my granddad, and this one looks like it was probably scraped at one time here.
Yeah, this is actually mine. It was in there for the longest time, that I touched up quite a while ago. And we're trying to decide right now. I want to make some laps to do some granite surface plate lapping.
Yeah, okay.
I have all the equipment in there to do that.
Yeah.
And so,
this is what they would use to lap in and flatten a granite surface plate. You have the diamond powder that you put on there, and you take these and you lap in. That's how you make a granite surface plate flat. Just for the people that's watching there. Yeah. So nice little stack of those. And check out this table here. I think we all kind of lust after one of these. Keith Finner, he's got one in his workshop. He uses as his welding bench, and Lance was fortunate to not find one, but two of them. So he's got this one. This is his welding table and his welding and grinding area right here. Looks like you got a Miller Matic 210 MIG welder.
First welder I ever owned is that. We were just talking about how that set me back. Yeah. Learn to stick weld first.
There you go.
All you young guys that are watching A-Bomb, learn to stick weld first.
Learn to stick weld, just like when you learn to drive. Learn stick shift, and then move on to an automatic.
Absolutely.
This is another machine right here.
HP, I kind of wanted to learn to TIG weld some years back, and kind of was looking for reviews, but I didn't want to have to spend $3,000 to learn to TIG weld, and didn't know enough to. So yeah, that was a great way to learn, and so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, one of these days I'll upgrade, but it does everything I need it to do.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, there's your welding area. You got a dual vertical bandsaw right here. Some belt sanders over there. Shop press. What is that, just a drill press?
Yeah, it's a drill press. It's
Rockwell.
One of those variable speed Rockwells.
Yep.
This actually came out of an aerospace place. They had they set it up on this bench here. So this doesn't actually go the whole way through. It's just mounted on the bench on that stainless plate. But it works great. It works for me. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Am I allowed to tell them about the DeWalt, or?
You can if you want to. Yeah. I haven't really mentioned a lot about the DeWalt stuff, but DeWalt, they reached out to me and they helped me out there in the shop and provide a few tools, and I had one of these DeWalt saws right here, this one right here, and I just not using it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just sat there, and I wasn't using it. So whenever Lance offered to hand scrape that surface plate for me, I told him about this saw and asked him would he be interested in it, and he said, "Absolutely, I've been wanting one." He was actually looking at these things.
I was actually looking to buy one, and I was reading reviews and everything, and the timing couldn't have been better. Adam and I did a trade.
Yeah, so
it worked out great for both of us.
I give him this. I give him this saw, and he scraped in the surface plate there, and he loves it. He says that it's a good saw. So compound miter saw. Made by DeWalt. It actually takes the 60 volt batteries if you want to use those too.
Yeah, I just bought the adapter for the wall plug, and I appreciate the trade, because I would literally at that moment when we were talking about your surface plate, I was looking for something, and it's perfect, absolutely perfect. So,
well, good. I'm glad it went to a good home and you're using it.
Yeah.
Well, this is Lance's surface grinding area. So this is obviously the one that you started with, the Boyer Schultz.
That's the one that taught me how to surface grind, really.
Okay. Yeah. This is a manually operated surface grinder. So you use the hand wheel there to traverse the table. 6x18, so it's 6 inch wide by 18 inch travel there. All right. And then this is his workhorse now, the Kent. So this is 10x20.
Yeah, it's a 1020. The chuck on there is a 820, I think. It's not a 1020. I know it's not 10 wide. Maybe you can see the label there on camera. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, the accuracy of this thing is incredible.
Cool.
Really like it a lot.
Yep.
And this was from a machine shop that closed down here locally, and the guy just wanted it to go to a good home. We made a fair deal, and I feel like I made out well on it.
Good.
It's great.
You're able to put it to use. So here's some of the stones that we were talking about. This is what Lance is working on right now, doing the precision grinding of the stones right there. All right, so this is the other side of the shop. His nice little cabode, and just walking in, let's pan over here and see all of the beautiful equipment. Lots of cool stuff. And over here it looks like more of the electronic and precision side. I don't know, you got some inspection equipment over here.
Yeah, I mean, I dabble. I mean, for people who are into firearms, you'll recognize a reloading bench over here, and that came from my dad. I was raised.
Oh, this here?
Yeah, I was raised in Pennsylvania, and my dad actually worked part-time for the Game Commission, and we grew up, just around all this stuff, and that's bullet molding, and
cool.
And my dad was always a real stickler for precision and stuff like that, so that's probably where I got my obsessive nature. I pretty much try to fix, when we go around there, I'll show you a couple of things. I try to fix stuff rather than ship it off, and I know a little bit about electronics, and so I dabble in a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I can tell when I first walked around.
Yeah.
So this is another granite surface plate right here.
Yeah, this is the one I really try to protect if I really want to do something serious. That's it's a nice Starrett pink.
Mm-hmm.
That
pink quartz.
It's yeah. I mean, when I got it, it said A on it, and we had a company come in, and for those of you who watch Keith Rucker's channel, we got all Keith's plates done down here, and.
Yeah.
And this was A grade when they checked it, and the guy lapped it in to what would be considered AA. I mean, it's not in a temperature controlled room for me because it was so close to that. So I really try to treat this one with respect.
There you go.
So
this is your stock that you're working on with these are the stones right here that he is surface grinding and selling. So nice little supply of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it just helps me sort of fund my hobby.
And so you're balancing your wheels for the surface grinder here?
Yeah, you were looking at the Brown Sharp 730 stuff, and this is, I was using another wheel type, and Robin, I posted something on Instagram, and Robin Renzetti said, hey, you need to get this silicone wheel, silicone oxide wheel, I guess. And so I ordered it, and so now I haven't balanced it yet. I'm gonna put it on when I go to do these. I'm actually gonna use this particular stone. So by far not an expert, but when Robin says this is what I need, that's probably what I need. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But,
These are some Anderson Brothers balancing wheels, by the way, static balancing wheels. I have a set of those myself.
yeah, that thing is amazing. But I usually start here, and once I get them balanced, I'll put them on that. That's the one that came with the Kent. I don't know.
Okay.
This seems to be a little bit more sensitive. So, but I don't know. You know, I listen to some of these guys on the internet who know a lot more about surface grinding, and they're not so hung up on balancing. But I balance
Okay.
all my wheels. So.
Okay. These are some beauties right here. This is a Brown and Sharp indicator stand right here. These are all Brown and Sharp, right?
Yeah, they're all 730s. Yeah.
Brown and Sharp 730s, and
Yep.
I've got several of these tools in both the Brown and Sharp and Starrett flavor, and I absolutely love them. It's craftsmanship that went into them. You know, they did a good job in building these.
Yeah, I just wish they would make stuff, but I guess it's just not cost effective to cast stuff. And I'm assuming that's cast and then machined, and
Yeah.
I don't know, but it sure looks like it. But whatever, it just we don't see that kind of craftsmanship anymore.
Right.
A lot of it.
Right.
I'm gonna prep those, and some of those I might give as gifts, and some of them I might sell once I get complete sets done of them.
Yeah, there you go. They're awesome tools, man. They're
Yeah.
they're beautiful and well crafted indicator stands.
When I'm serious about indicating something on a Grant surface plate, I want something heavy like that. I
There
really
you-
like those.
Yep.
So.
You got one more piece here. This is another small piece of granite,
Yeah.
and you do some you just do some indicating over here using the
Yeah.
Brown and Sharp.
Yeah, that was for another project that I was working on, but this is actually the plate I use when I do my bench stones. I actually will hinge them on that. That's an little A grade Mitutoyo
Cool.
plate that is calibrated.
Okay.
So,
So this is the one you use that you check the hinge.
yeah,
So
yeah.
whenever he grinds a stone and washes them and gets them clean and ready, you come in there and you check the flatness on that right
Yeah,
there.
I do, and it's it's subjective, but I hinge them, and if they don't pass, what I consider to be a good QC, I'm not going to send them out. I either put them back on the surface grinder, or I'll lap them a little, and then put them back on. But
Okay.
yeah, so if you guys want bench stones, remember I don't do it for a living. Be patient.
There you go.
Be patient, but they're not. If I'm not happy with them, they won't leave my shop. So
Yeah. Okay. This is a little CNC router. This right here.
Yeah, it's based on I think it's called Oxmetal CNC, but yeah, I wanted to really understand more about how the whole stepper motor and CNC driver board and all that. So I went ahead and did research over the last couple years, and about 2 years ago I built this. It's really neat. I mean, it's more of a toy, but it's got a tiny G control board, and any of you guys that have built this stuff will know. But I feel like now, if I wanted to build a plasma cutter or even buy one, I really understand what it takes to have a machine like this.
Yeah.
So I know the questions to ask. It's more of exercise and education. But
Cool.
it works great. It absolutely works great. I use open source software on the internet called Chili Pepper, and Fusion 360. I'll CAD and cam it, and then drop it into Chili Pepper, and then this will just sit and run and do its thing.
Cool. Well, let's start right here. This is a sweet little gem right here. This is Amco.
Amco 7.
7.
Yeah, it's a 7-inch, I think.
Okay.
And
Well, it says 6 right
oh,
here.
is it 6? I'm sorry.
Amco 6-inch shaper.
Yeah, my bad. Yep.
So you can tell it's a lot smaller than the 32-inch GE that I have at my shop. But these are beauties, man. These are great. They're perfect size little hobby machines for guys at the house. And you just don't see this kind of stuff anymore, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody builds this stuff.
That's why I bought it. It was I answered like a Craigslist ad, or maybe, I don't remember, maybe eBay, Craigslist, whatever. And it was too far away. It was like an hour and a half from me.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I think I was joking with you whenever I got it. I think I sent you a picture of it. And you said, "Isn't that cute?" I think that's how you responded. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
But,
well, you showed me a picture of it sitting in the floorboard of the truck.
Yeah, that's right. I picked it up. Actually, I took the motor off, and then I picked the main part up and sat it in my truck. That's exactly right. So.
So what's this here?
Well, you know, I bought this. It's a little Barker, like, horizontal mill. I think the company had it, and what they were doing was sharpening reamers.
Okay.
Because it had like a little jig on it, and I bought it thinking, well, first of all, it's cool, and you just don't see them, so it's almost like art to me. But I thought I would use it to, you know, basically to shape tools, and I haven't done a darn thing with it, Adam. It's just sat there. I trued the stone a couple times. And I did a couple of small projects with it. So like with high-speed steel for the lathe, you know, just shaping some different shape bits, and that's it.
Okay. So this is your workhorse mill now? This is your Bridgeport?
Yeah, this was my original mill that I did everything from the neck down basically on this mill. And the head was in good shape, and you know, I've run it for a long time now, and it could use some love. It could use some love, but it does everything I need it to do. I have all 3 axes on there on the DRO, and it works great. Great. Yeah. It looked a lot prettier, you know, 4 or 5 years ago.
This looks like a new Kurt, a recent purchase.
3 years.
Really?
Yeah, but I just keep it clean. You know, every time, if you look down in it, it's not so clean, but like...
Well, they all get dirty in there.
Yeah, yeah. But every time I use it, I just hit it with some WD-40 and Scotch-Brite it to try to keep it in good shape. There's been some times when I left the shop for a couple of weeks and came back and it didn't look so good.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it happens.
All right, well, next one in line is your South Bend lathe.
Yeah.
So which model is this?
That's a 10 heavy. I think I call it the L. But somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I've used the living daylights out of that. If you look here, you see where there's no paint. There was a big Variac there. Huge, big old Variac. I wish I'd kept it here and put it on a shelf. I've got it stored away somewhere. And it finally, it was from the 50s. And it finally gave up the ghost. And so I had to go with, I put a KB drive on it.
Okay.
And wired that in. That thing works fantastic.
So what you got here? It's one of those pantograph?
Yeah, this is a decal, you know, and it's a pantograph. It's a 3D model. It came out of Prima Castings in Tampa, Florida. My big $10 purchase.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it an auction score?
Yeah.
Auction score for $10.
I forgot I put $10 on it because I'd always wanted one, and then I got interested in a couple other things and forgot I even bid on, honestly, Adam. And next thing I know, I got notice that I won it.
Wow. For
$10. It cost me, I don't remember, $100 or something for them to load it, but
these look like they were scraped or either flaked.
Original scraping marks.
Scraping.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see them here and over there as well. And what I want to point out is the linear pattern on the tables here. This is the pattern that I was going for with my fixture plates.
Or, with your shaper.
Yeah, I used the shaper to make this linear cut, and that's how these tables were cut, either on a shaper or a planer type machine.
I think that's an awesome pattern, personally.
It looks beautiful, you know, and it's something different out of the normal instead of just a ground flat finish there. Well, you got another surface plate.
This is now your family plate, because that's the master for your plate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is the one that I use. This is an 8 plate as well.
Cool.
This is the one when I do pretty much all my scraping. This is the one I use sort of, you know, on a regular basis.
Okay.
So
yeah.
It's.
And notice the table underneath it there. That's the one that we were talking about.
That's a monster.
So Walker, that's a Walker Turner. Yeah. So there would have been several drill presses mounted across here back in the production days of manual machines. You can see all the holes where they were bolted in there. So you would have a whole series of drill presses across this table with probably different operations at each one, or a different phase of the machining process.
Yeah.
And I just love these tables, man.
Yeah, I don't know what the hole would have been for. You have any idea what that? I use it as my trash can for metal.
Maybe that's where they threw the scrap parts that they screwed up, man.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really awesome that he found a couple of these guys right there. So let's come over here. You got some more cool precision equipment over here. Some tools. A really beautiful wooden toolbox. Man, this looks.
That's a Union.
That's a Union.
That's a Union. Yeah.
Is that,
actually, I bought it not knowing what it was because they didn't have it labeled correctly.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I know it's not a Grishner or whatever, but super cool. Super cool. And it had the guy that there was some paperwork in it from the guy that originally had it.
Really?
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff because it comes with its own soul. So
yeah.
It's really neat.
Cool. Got a small surface plate right here.
Yeah,
and some height gauges.
Yeah, this was one of my early scraping projects here.
Oh yeah, you had. I remember you sent a.
That,
yeah, you sent a picture of that. That's nice.
Well, you're the one who told me what this was. I found it in a scrap pile.
Really?
And you're the one who told me what it actually was, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll scrape that out. So.
Well, I call them tunnel blocks, and a long time ago, that's how I saw them listed for sale as tunnel blocks.
Right.
And I've got a set. Mine's 4x4x6, and we always use them for setup blocks. If you go into the mill, and you want to put a strap clamp on something, and you need to raise the other end of the strap clamp up to heel it on something.
Right.
We would use our tunnel blocks to block it up. So that's what we use them for, setups.
The most ridiculously precision tunnel block on the planet, probably right now.
I believe it. If you did it,
side scraped.
I'm hoping that you can see the scraping.
Yeah, 6-side scrape to a ridiculous precision. They're all square.
Look at the ends.
No matter which way you go. So
and it's just this is when you're doing something like this as a fun hobby. I mean, you're doing it because you love it, and it's an addiction. This is something that you would do because you absolutely love it, not because it's something that you need and you have to do. This is what Lance really enjoys, is the hand scraping, and he's getting really good at it. Look at the bottom of that level. Yeah. Really nice.
Yeah, that's a Lufkin. I don't know where I got that.
That is. That is a
Lufkin. Yeah, and so with this, you just put up you put up the sale video, right?
Yeah.
The auction video?
When we saw that this.
Yeah, here's mine.
Oh, you have one too?
Yeah, so that's whenever this is the one I ordered. Now I did not scrape that. I haven't done anything with this. But this actually had the vial broken. Okay. And I replaced it. And so but yeah, they're nice. Really, really nice.
Yeah, I had a lot of viewers ask me, did I buy this at the auction?
Yeah.
And this was one of the items. It was one of the few that people really wanted. So they were bidding that thing up, and I think it sold for over $200. It was either $200 or just over $200.
I don't remember, but it got a bunch of people's attention. I do remember that. Everybody.
Yep. So I didn't buy it because I've already got one like this. Mine is a Starrett.
You have a real nice Starrett.
I have the Starrett. Yep.
Yeah.
I bought that from a viewer.
I was trying to con Keith into build me a box for this, but we'll get to that one day. So, yeah, real woodworker. But
any woodworker out there, maybe you can talk a trade.
Yeah.
Maybe you can talk a trade.
Bench stones. I need a box for my Lufkin.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So this was the grinder I was going to trade here. Remember at the auction?
Oh yeah. The
old antique one
is the Glendo.
Yeah.
Glendo.
So.
Okay. Yeah, there was one of these types of grinders at the auction that we both wanted to bid on it, and of course it was the thing that went for like $200 or something like that.
Yeah, there was like 4 things in that auction that people really were interested in. Yeah. Yep. And that was one of them for sure.
So neither one of us ended up with that. So here's Lance's straight edges, and this was what I was talking about that you use whenever you are scraping in a machine or any flat surface where you need a reference, just like the dovetail ways on a Bridgeport. You use this surface right here. But look at that. Let me get a good angle of that. So
fresh with dog hair on it.
This is your handiwork, right?
Yeah, actually, this came in. This is a Bush. This is a really nice 24-inch Bush, and
Bush is a brand that's like. I've got some parallels from them that are just beautiful.
High quality stuff.
High quality, yes.
Yeah, and this I had that brown. That's a Brown and Sharp, the greenish one.
Okay.
That's a Kingway in the back.
Richard King's
Yeah, in the
model.
back, yeah, and but that Brown and Sharp, I thought when I got it, it would, it looked rough, and I thought it would be really, not flat, not straight. And then I thought when I bought this, which I got a great deal on it, I thought this will be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it was the exact opposite. We put that on an 80 granite to master it, and I barely touched it up. It was in awesome condition. This thing was a train wreck.
Really?
Yeah, I probably spent 2 hours on this until we got it flat.
Wow.
So
now has this got this has got the beveled edge?
Yeah. So actually, once I got the bottom done, the bevel edge wasn't. I didn't touch it up much. So
again, like if you're scraping in the knee on a Bridgeport, and you need to check the ways, you're gonna blue this and then set this on the machine and touch it to it,
and you're gonna sort of lap them together to transfer that blue.
And then the blue from this transferred to your machine way is going to show your high points.
Exactly.
Yep.
Point you to where you need to work.
Yep. That's right. Very cool. What's the story on the two little baby ones up here, man? That looks like a 6-inch model right here. That's been ground.
That's been ground. These are Ruckers.
Oh, these are Keith's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was up helping Keith do his Monarch. And when I was up there helping him, he said, "Here, just take these home." He ground them on.
Yeah, so that's a ground finish right there.
Yeah, I haven't even checked them, so they'll get scraped one day. I mean, they're more, for me right now, they're just more like art. It's kind of neat that he did that. So there's another set of my stones.
Okay.
Those are my working stones. I was trying to come up with ideas for different box types. And when I made that, I realized I made this, but when I realized it looked like a butter dish. So I thought, I don't know how many people want a butter dish on their counter, but the other box out there I made as well. But
well, maybe somebody can help you with some ideas. There's a lot of guys out there doing woodworking.
Yeah, I really don't do it that much anymore, but yeah. I mean, if you're going to invest in a set of precision stones, you want to take care of them.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
But, yeah.
I like my old Norton cast iron holders myself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You always score the cool stuff. I know. I can't get there before.
Well, you got to drive off the beaten path in the middle of Tennessee, out in the cornfields, and that's how you find that stuff.
Right. These are those. That's what's being printed over there. This black tray.
Yeah.
That black insert. That's what the 3D printer is.
There's a tray that he's printing over there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we have anything more to share with the viewers on your workshop. This is pretty much it right here, right?
No, that's it. It's nice having you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. He's got some moo cows out there, and we're gonna go out there later. Abby's with me, and we're gonna take some carrots out there and maybe feed the cow. There's a little baby that was just born that's running around out there with his mom.
Yeah, we got one that's I think 3 days old, and then one that's 2 weeks. So there's a couple babies out there. You should hopefully you can get some footage of that. Sure.
I'll try to get some video to share of the cows running around too. Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, thank you for having me in. Here, let me do this right here.
Official. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it.
All right,
thanks. Love spending time with you.
Well, I always enjoy it with you too, but I really appreciate you letting the viewers come in and see your shop.
Absolutely. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
All righty.
Thanks.
Setting it on 3 points of contact?
Yeah, 3 points of contact so we can have a stone that won't rock.
Okay.
Either surface on it. Just check it to make sure it's solid.
Right.
So it's not going to move for safety reasons.
Now you've slowed the step over.
Yeah, we've gone to a much smaller step over, and then I just fed in about 4/10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start polishing the surface of the stone.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you that the machine's been exceptional. It's exceptional so far.
Good. So he's been working on some of his stones, and here's another. This is a different set that he just finished in right there, and these are some that a customer sent you, right?
Right.
You're gonna dress these down. So
yeah, the bases of these are done, and he asked to have the sides of these squared as well.
Okay.
Whatever he wants to use them for, he wants a nice square stone.
Gotcha. Okay. And then this is his master set, you'd probably call it. This is his personal set, and he uses that to lap them in.
Yeah, you can buy them, but you can't afford them.
Oh, I see him running. All right, so we got us some carrots there. Abby's gonna do some feeding.
Yes, I am.
Here they come a running.
Cows pay my mortgage. I love cows. Yes.
Look at them. They know what's coming. Just for the record, I've never fed a cow before.
Well, you're getting ready to. Let me have that.
All right.
I'll show you here.
All right,
I'll give you a quick demo.
Yeah, we'll give Lance.
They only have teeth on one, so just there you go. Pop it in their mouth. See that? Okay. Okay. Just slobber on you a little bit.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, look, you want the whole thing.
Let me just take that bag.
Pop it in. There you go. This is Big Brown. Should give her one.
All right. There you go.
Here, Big Brown.
There you go. Oh,
Uh-oh.
drop that one.
That's okay.
Tease.
There you go, Big Brown.
Well, you keep dropping it.
They won't bite you. They're so used to being hand-fed that
Oh,
you're
okay.
gonna get slobbery. But
Oh, I feel their mouth kind of
Yeah.
goes around
And
it.
their tongue's really coarse, you know. So there's a
What's the
little one
little
right there.
one, baby? Get the little one.
That one's a pig. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. You need to get some. Here, right there.
Oh,
That's okay.
Oh.
They'll get
they
it.
keep knocking it out of my hand.
Yeah.
I think I'm afraid they're gonna like bite my
Bite you.
hand
Yeah,
off.
they're not gonna. So.
Got the.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's slobbery. So. That's the one that Mom used to hand feed all the time.
How about this one? There's a
That's
big
the
one.
bull right there. He'll
he
take
got-
it. He'll be good. He'll be good.
Oh, you wanted it.
Yeah, come on, bull. Come on, bully. Here, this is Floppy. She'll take it from you. Nice.
There you go.
Yeah. They have
Floppy.
It's awful. Yeah, it's Floppy. I know, it's awful. They will not bite you.
Okay.
Yeah, they will not. He's like, I don't care anymore.
No, don't want any more, huh?
That red and white one there. See if she might know it. See it over there? See the baby? It's right back there.
Here, let's
It's
see if
behind this brown.
Let's put one down here and see if the baby will get it. No.
They don't have really good eyesight. Just, they're not the best with eyesight. Yeah, that one tracked it. Yeah, they're not so excited about them now. There's the baby. See it?
No.
About 4 days old, really. It's tiny. It's a little one. Yeah.
Next time I'll have bigger carrots for you.
How you doing, little brown?
They're a little intimidating when you're not used to it. Yeah, this one's getting in here now.
Little brown right there. Oh, here's the baby, Gabby.
No.
The baby won't eat it. No.
No.
That's on milk
Should
only.
he?
on a full milk diet. Yeah, she's cute. She looks
go.
good though.
Well, that's it. We're all out. Well, they got 3 of them here. So
Yeah, she's.
that was exciting. New experience for A-Ball. Let me get an Instagram video while we're here.
That's the newest one right there. That's some good footage there. You guys will have to send me some of the baby footage.
Been over here feeding the cows some carrots. Look at all of them.